What's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. And hello. Welcome to the Chaser. We'll give everybody just a few minutes to hop on. This is our live impromptu where we come on and we discuss the happy hour content. And I am excited, as always, for us to come in and to talk about some of the yummy things that were discussed in today's happy hour. I'm going to go and tell everybody up front once they make their way in. Oh, if you missed it, you missed a treat. So come on in, everybody. Let's get it. Let's go. What's up to the YouTube family? What's up, Facebook? Let's tag and share today. Want to give a shout out to everybody that's been supporting Happy Hour. Amy Coonfield, so I loved it. Kristen is here. I see Everett from Nacogdoches, Texas is in the house. So Lisa, you got to go back and catch the beginning. Everybody do me a favor, whether you're watching from YouTube or whether you're watching on Facebook or whether you're listening to us on the podcast side, go ahead and tag somebody today and share as we come in and discuss this episode of Happy Hour. Kristen said she's here on YouTube because she's extra. She's on both platforms today. Everybody come in. Let's tag and share. Erica Franklin, what's going on? Hello, beautiful. Shout out to all of those who are a part of the 10 to Win family and the people who are a part of the big church and all that good stuff. To those of you who are watching me via YouTube, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Pastor Ashley, and this is The Chaser, which is the follow-up of the Happy Hour series. And normally we come in and we do The Chaser, and we kind of have like some real dialogue. I'm starting off strong, but normally I'm going to sit back or lean forward, and sometimes I have something that I don't have anything around me today, a snack or something, but normally we're here and we're just talking about some of the things that we are like scooting over in ministries or questions that people have that maybe you're not able to get fully answered. So this is a time I want every single person to tag and share. This is The Chaser, and tonight we're going to be really dealing with the part 2. If you missed Happy Hour, you got to go back. But I want everybody to come on in. Let's tag and share. Let's go, everybody. It's a great night. For those of you who are catching us live, let's do our good tagging and sharing today. It is an absolute great night. It's a wonderful day. It is indeed truly a day the Lord has made. So I want, y'all see Pastor is trying to operate multiple devices at the same time. Amen. There we go. Let it just be us. Let it just be us. What's up, beautiful people? Come on in. Let's tag and share. I really want to kind of dive into some of the things that were some really good tips and takeaways from this episode 3. We're now in episode 3 of Happy Hour. And so I'm just going to dive really in really quick as we come into the Chasers. People are making their way on. Is asking yourself this question: am I an emotional cutter? What? That alone ought to make you want to tag somebody right there. Come on in, everybody. This is The Chaser. If you're just coming in, am I an emotional cutter? Are there some stuff that I know? Amy, I love you. She said, this has totally been the theme of my whole life. Everett is coming in, tagging. T, my producer, is on here. Nikki is on here. But like seriously asking yourself the question, have you ever been in a relationship, friendship, where you knew it wasn't good for you, but you kept finding yourself cutting yourself emotionally? Come on, somebody. And what I mean by an emotional cutter is, you know it ain't good for you, but you keep going back to it. Are we just going? Why do we do this? I got a couple of theories, but why do we allow ourselves? Amy Coonfield said yes. Where you know this person may not have your best interest at heart. You know it, but they are not the best. They're not the best person. They're not necessarily good for you. but still you find yourself being an emotional cutter. I want some questions tonight. I'm going to be answering a few questions from the floor, but that's one of the things that I really want to deal with, and of course, share a little bit of some parts of my story, transparent story, as we come in for the chaser. But has anybody ever been that before? Emily Beaver, I love you. Florida is in the house. Where you're saying, yeah, Everett said he has been in the past, but thank God it was years ago, where you knew that you were walking in some areas where it was just flat out toxic and you knew it. Come on, everybody, let's get in here. Let's chat. Can I ask a question? This is the chaser, right? This is the chaser. Why do we cover up toxic so bad in the church? Ew, was that question too strong? I'm just Tootie, come plug me in. What I'm gonna ask again. Everybody tag somebody, because this got to be like family talk. Like we're in family therapy right now. I need everybody to come in. Why? What's up, Sylvia Stewart? Why do we cover up? Sylvia Stewart, the laptop, plug it up for me. Why do we cover up so much toxicity in the church? Why do we tolerate it? Why do we cover it up? Amy says shame. I want to hear from somebody else. I want to hear from some other people. I've got some theories myself, but I feel like one of the things that we have kind of perfected is covering for toxic behavior. Thank you, Brooklyn. Okay, Kiston said guilt. Come on, y'all. Let's really talk. Michelle Zachary said, oh, now that was good. Some people said they think dysfunction is normal. Sylvia said facade. Nikki said pride. Let's come. Like, why do we? You said, well, you know, that we don't, they're not covering it up. Honey, it may not be at your church, but there are several religious institutions where it is toxic. So I'm going to choose one, and I don't know why the Lord is leading me here. Number one, tag. Number two, pray, right? Normally the chasers, the after hour chasers go a little strong. They go a little bit deep because we're not at church. We are the church, but we are not in the church building. We got to have like a safe space, right? Normally the chaser is that. So what I've been seeing here lately, and the Lord said, yeah, this is the platform for it, is toxic behavior in the form of control and manipulation. I need people to start tagging like quick. What is that? Where we start to feel and operate from a place of toxic, where it's like a level of Kirsten Scarver said, this is facts. No, y'all, this is the chaser. Like, seriously, why are we covering for it? And then here is the real, why do we keep going back to it? Because a lot of times when we talk about toxic behavior, we're often talking about what normally like love, romantic relationships. But I want to set somebody free today. I want y'all to tag that there are some toxic behaviors that are in the religious body. I'm going to say that, not necessarily the church, because God is particular about his bride. I will say in religious institutions, and one of the number one things that I keep seeing is a spirit of control. And it is to the place to where it is unhealthy loyalty. Oh, y'all, are y'all with me? Can we tag? Can we share? Come on. Fear of revealing something that might cause conflict with others is what Celisa Williams said. People are tagging, but I've been seeing y'all like control that's like been on steroids. I mean, Niche Sykes, somebody get somebody in here. Kirsten, pray, because I've seen it to where it's almost like people feel like they own people. Y'all, this is, and I've said this multiple times, and I'll say it again. There is only one Savior and one Lord, and his name is Jesus, and he got that on lock. He don't need none of us to be that. He is one Savior and one Lord, and he got that on lock. I'm come on, y'all. I need y'all to come on. Let's y'all see the injustice. Let us break bread together on our knees. Yeah. Right? Like, seriously, I need some of y'all to like tag somebody in and say, get in here. Because one of the things that we're not talking about where there is toxic behavior is there is toxic behavior in a lot of religious institutions. Yeah, we're not in a gang. I mean, we're in the kingdom, but like, we're not in a gang. No, I won't, like, seriously, Nikki was like, this is a great topic. I mean this, like, I really want to hear from some people to the place to where, and we've said this on one of the chasers, but to the place to where we are allowing people's preferences to be our standard and learning how to hear God for yourself, right? This is the chaser. We're coming out of toxic behaviors. You got to make sure you tune in next week's happy hour. But are we emotional cutters to where we know that there are environments where we're not growing, where we're not being fed, where we're not being watered, where we're not being loved, where we are being injured, and we keep going back to those environments? At that point, we become emotional cutters, where we think that the more pain we inflict on ourselves, the more of a release we're going to get. Come. Look. Come here. Ciao, Bella. And so in this chaser, Michelle Zachary said, this is good. Amy Coonfield said, it becomes a drug. I really think it's important. This is not 10 to win. It's not happy hour. This is just the chaser. But I think it's important for us to make sure that we know that we are responsible for our own happy. Like, this was something that was in the video. If you missed it, like, take out your phone and record yourself saying it. You might have to play it back and forth. Nobody else is responsible for my happy. I think one of the things from this week's episode that kind of did me like this, and I want to kind of dialogue about it for a minute, is you attract what you're in harmony with. Every person, tag 3 people right now. You attract what and who you're in harmony with. So if I'm attracting what and who I'm in harmony with, if I'm in relationships, or if I'm in friendships, or if I'm in churches, if I'm in settings where it is emotional abuse, or it is something that I know just don't quite feel right in my spirit, if I keep putting myself in that environment, what that says is there is something about this dysfunction that I agree with. What's up, Jazz? And I know I'm not the only one. Y'all got to tune in next Monday. We're going to be talking about hurt so good. Ooh, why do we keep going back to stuff that is hurting, right? But like, literally, seriously, getting to the place to where when you know that you're not going to attract just what you want. Somebody, this is like a 1-2 mic test. Jazz is tagging. Who else is going to tag? Because you need to hear this. You're not just going to attract who you want. You're going to attract people in your life from the place of who you think that you are. Amy, what? I need something to drop. What? So when I look at my life and I begin to look at the people in my life and I say, I know that I need to level up. I know that I need a different crowd, or I know that I need a different environment. Baby, that environment is only birthed out of the environment that's in me. Y'all, this is like rich and real. Michelle Zachary said, ooh, somebody said, ooh, wee. Nikki said, ouch. So sometimes when we're blaming other people for cycles of dysfunction, we got to ask ourselves, what is it in me that like this? Y'all, this is like this rich and real. What is it in me that likes this? Like, what is it in me that like to have to go through your cell phone? Now, see, whoo, this thing got messy quick. What is it in me that likes attracting somebody that I know I can't trust? Oh, this is deep. Can somebody text somebody? What is that? Like, where I know that I've got to set intentional traps to try to catch you. What is it? See, this one we get real. This is the chaser. So you ain't talking about nobody but you. Have you ever stopped putting the focus on them and started asking yourself, what in me likes that? Somebody right now, it's a little bit quiet on the set, but somebody ought to be talking to me right here. Yeah. No, what is it? And if I could be honest, some of the Shaka Khan people, I'm every woman, it's all in me. That's a lie. You're not every woman. And you're going to wear yourself out trying to let it all be in you, because you're not. You're not. Like, seriously, why is it that if you're talking crazy, I mean, I'm not talking about like banter. I'm talking about where you're like talking explicitly crazy, and I'm crying every other day. What's going on in me that is making me attracted to that? What is it in me that's putting me in harmony with that? Jazz, are you still here? Jasmine Loud. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? Today we're talking The Chaser, where we're like literally taking an individual look. This is Pastor Ashley Johnson, lifestylist, prophetic life coach. But when you start looking, okay, well then they won't do this. I'm telling you, when you start getting healed, the scales come off of your eyes. Like literally, you got to start asking yourself, okay, all right, this individual, we've been together 4 years and they still won't commit. At that point, is it them? Ooh, Jazz, should I log off or should I not? Gwendolyn Hawkins, Sylvia, I need some people to come on in. No. Like for real. At that point, I must begin to decide that if I'm going to tolerate it, I can't complain about it. It's like station identification, pause. Do we need to sing a sunshine song like a Gracie's Corner kind of song? Do we need to do it? No. Because at that point, it's no longer them. What's up, Jen? I mean, like Gwen. But the beautiful part about it is, and normally the chaser is a good little therapy session, Mary Ellen Wilson said, what you tolerate will continue. But the deep underneath the surface question, stuff that really aided in my healing, truly, was when I stopped looking at everyone else and I started asking myself this question: what in you is vibrating so low that you feel like you have to accept that? What is operating so low that you feel like that's the best that you can get? Like, there is a place when you begin to start getting healed. It's a beautiful place to where you can now assess your environment and say, hey, no, I'm not in harmony with that. I'm not going to put myself there. I'm not going to stay there. I'm not in harmony with that. But you attract not just from the place of what you want. Oh no, baby. You attract a lot of times who you are. And if you're not attracting who you are, you're like, no. I've got somebody that's narcissistic in my life, and I'm the furthest person from being narcissistic, right? But then at that point, we begin to ask ourselves, then what is vibrating so low in me that I feel like the only person that I'm in harmony with is somebody that constantly belittles me? This is The Chaser. YouTube, Facebook, surrounding audiences, podcast family. What's up, everybody? Like, somebody needs to take it, because at that point, Jazz, the blame game stops. At that point, the wonderful news is, often what I share with my clients is, you do know you set the temperature for your life. Hey, Cambrielle. Thank you, babe. And when I realize that I am responsible for my own happy, because sometimes we put too much unnecessary pressure on people to make us happy. When I do the soul work, and it's beautiful, but when I do the soul work, Jazz, and I begin to say, okay, why am I accepting that? Or Niche Sykes, why am I vibrating at such a low frequency that I feel like that is the best that God has for me? Because at that point, it's not them. I got to look within and go beneath the surface and say, okay, something here is out of balance. When I start to set the temperature for my life, when you set the temperature for your life and you leave it there, you guys have got to hear me. Setting the temperature for your life and leaving it there, everything and everyone in your life will either rise to the temperature or they won't be able to remain. That's something. That's something. Set it. I love what Niche Sykes just said. Set it and leave it. You keep wondering how the world is manifesting, right? How are people, quote, manifesting? Should people of God be saying manifestation? One of the things that they teach is when you get what you believe that you receive, like when you really believe that you received it, even though you may not see it in the natural, set it and leave it. You don't have to be hunting the people in your life down like dogs in the street. You don't have to drop unnecessary hints. I'm telling you all the things that God has healed me from. You don't have to do any of that. Just be you. Do the healing for you. Don't do the healing as a backwards form of manipulation. I'm going to go ahead and get healed because I need this individual to see that I am leveling up in my life and they have to level up with me or they got to get gone. You don't have to do any of that because that's the wrong motivation. The work is for you. I'm changing my mindset. I'm healing my soul for me. I'm not getting a better education for you to finally see me. I'm not losing weight for you to finally love me. I'm not going and getting my face made up for you to finally just be able to, choose me. No, no, no. This walk of healing has to begin with me. It's got to be me for me. Y'all, come on, come on. I need somebody to come in. It's got to be me for me. Like, this is like a free, at no cost therapy session. It's got to be me for me. Stop trying to get people to see you. Stop trying to land an airplane. Stop trying to ask backward questions. Stop trying to leave a bunch of emotional hints. No, when you do the work, it's me for me. I'm telling, and then when you become like the authentic version of you. So let me chase this for a minute. I need y'all to keep sharing and tagging. Somebody ought to flood this line with hearts. If you're on YouTube, share this with somebody right now. I'm going to chase this for a minute, Jazz. But when it's you for you, things begin to change, right? You no longer have to try to be something in order to be received. Okay, so what do you mean? There was a time in my life when I was unhealed. And I felt like I had to be something or someone. Then, you guys, I would be upset with the individuals when they would fall in love with a false version of me. Oh, y'all, that went deep quick. Everett Coonville. Somebody, I need y'all to tag, because like the world needs to hear this. I would get frustrated when they would fall in love with someone, but it really wouldn't be me. It would be the version of me that I only let them see. Are we going to be real or are we not? And so then when I would decide, hello, it's me in all my glory, they looking at me like, who is she? What? Who is she? Where did she come from? And in the back of my mind, I'm saying to myself, well, she's been here this whole time. This silly person that loves to laugh and cut up and still got an anointing to preach, but then loves live music and loves to go out and dance and all of the things that make up me. I realized that part of it was unfair because I had not really allowed them to meet me. I see you, Nikki said, yeah, they met my representative. They only met like a portion of me. I think sometimes we have to ask ourselves the question, have we really introduced people? Like ask yourself, have people really met the real me? And don't come from a negative place. The me that knows song lyrics, or the me that is a computer geek, or the me that loves quiet time and loves to read. I need to hear from you guys. Like the me that spontaneously will burst into song and dance in any given moment, or the me that's just as loud and really quiet. And I love the question that Tyranny asked, have I met the real me? And like this journey, I want y'all to tag, because this is like a therapeutic. The reason why I was able to begin this beautiful, amazing healing journey was I decided that there were parts of me that I had buried for years. What's up, Bianca Palmer? Bless you, beautiful. And I think that we do. Cambrielle is being so transparent. She said, I need this, Pastor. People are sharing this. Thank you, Lakeisha Smallwood Williams, Jasmine Lowry, Nikki. I need some other people to share. Kirsten said, yeah, that part. Because if I don't really know the real me, if I'm only, hey, mama, if I'm only familiar with the church me, or the mom me, or the wife me, or the girlfriend me, or the daughter me. And I have not taken time to really find out. What's up, Tara Newman Carter? I love you. I'm so proud of you. But if I haven't really taken the time to find out what makes up me, then how can I adequately think that somebody is going to be able to love me for me when I don't know me? Like, if I'm struggling with me, and then I gotta slide this in. I hear you, T. See, it's got to be a season where it's got to be the ish on self. Oh, I had to do it in reverse. The ish on self, you put it together, it's self-ish. And so I just say, sometimes I got to put the ish on self, not from a negative place, but really recognizing that when I am healed and whole, and I bring this authentic person to the table, and I'm healed and I'm whole and I'm doing the work to work on me, and I see myself in HD. Oh, come on, y'all. Come on. Then guess what I will begin to attract to me? Healed individuals that's doing the work on themselves, that sees themselves in HD and has also made up in their mind that they're going to bring all of them, their authentic selves. Yeah. You need the people in your life that can handle you in HD. Nobody that's going to try to block your shine, take your shine, steal your shine. You got to worry about your shine, trying to outdo your shine. Baby, what? That's over. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Hey, I heard somebody say it on the live. HD me, Lakeisha, I'm sorry, Smallwood Williams. HD me. If you got to always, can I say something? This is good. Then I'll talk more about this because I feel like this going somewhere. But so many people, Jasmine Lowry, talk about Joseph in the Bible. And how Joseph shouldn't have told his dream. He talked too much. He shouldn't have said. And when I preached this, the Lord gave me a different revelation, because Bianca Palmer, I had to preach it from the place where I'm healed. And I'm not saying whoever preaches it another way is not. I'm speaking for me right now. And Jasmine, this is what the Lord told me. And it was in a challenging season of my life. And the Lord told me that most people interpret that text to mean that you got to watch who you share your dream with. But he told me there is another side of that. The other side of that is, baby, I don't need you with me if I can't share my dream with you. He shouldn't have said it. He talked too much. He said it, and we have preached that for years. But the other side of the revelation, what God showed me was, listen, the people who couldn't handle his dream threw him in the pit. The Lord told me, people that cannot handle you sharing your dream, they pitiful. See, they threw him in the pit for sharing his dream. God said, you'll know when they the wrong people when you share your dream and they become pitiful. God said, no, you got to begin to identify. You got to begin to start looking, not from the position of I got to hide everything. I got to tiptoe around this. If you with me and I can't share the goodness of God and my dream with you, you don't need to be with me. Are we going? I know that was a mic drop moment. Michelle Zachary said, that's it, that's all. I have never, ever heard it preached like that. Ever. The Lord told me, he said, everybody looks at that passage of scripture from that perspective. And okay, using wisdom, using discernment, great. But like a fear that you know, certain people not going to be able to handle, when you get at a right place and you get healed in your soul and you begin to start believing God that my good just got gooder and that there are people that can afford me and my dreams and they can handle it and they're not going to be intimidated. They're not going to be in competition. We're going to complement each other. Could it be that Joseph had to go on the journey to find his people? Not just to fulfill the promise, but he had to get to the palace because that's where his people were. And I want to tell you right now, literally, as you go on this journey of healing, God will begin to open your eyes, not to see everyone as an enemy, but begin to look on the inside and say, wait a minute, if I'm surrounded by people that I always got to hide stuff from, Lord, what's going on with me? Because there ought to be some safe people in your life. There ought to be some people that you can talk to for real. There ought to be some people that can keep your stuff safe. There ought to be some covenant people in your life. Yeah. And it can't be from an unhealed place, the chip on your shoulder. You can't trust people. You've been let down. You've been right. It's time to get to the story. Because you only attract what you're in harmony with. And it doesn't mean you're saying, yeah, God, I'm not, that doesn't make sense because I'm not telling people to mistreat me, but then am I allowing it? No. I may not be signing the permission slip, but if I'm allowing it, then I have to begin to look within me. Some of this stuff unnecessary, like, oh, God is talking. I'm going to wrap this up because it's about to go somewhere. Like some of you all, the only way that you get the people in your life's attention is if you get sick. Oh, it's so toxic. Because when you're sick, you get their attention. When you're down, you get their attention. When something is wrong, you have their ear. And that is so unhealthy. I love you, but that's so toxic. Because at that point, you're saying, give me what you are willing to give me by any means necessary. So I know I have your attention and you're going to dote on me and you're going to do that. Now, you might be trying to destroy me in every other area. And I'm telling you that I have seen it. I have seen it. Where literally people, because they are desperate for somebody's attention so badly, that they will work themselves into a sickness that God did not give them, all for somebody's negative attention. Yeah, that is an unhealthy form of emotional cutting. You do know when you begin to do the work on you that God can afford you, not just from a financial place, but God can afford you from an emotional place. God can afford you wanting to be loved. God can afford you wanting a smile. God can afford you wanting healthy conversation. God can afford that in you. He can. Because see, this chaser is not about the other people in our lives. This chaser is for us to take a look. What's going on with me? Are they the reason why I'm not happy? Or is it something that may need to be balanced inside of me? Like Bianca, Nikki, these are the conversations that, sometimes just because, not because all churches don't want you to have them, but sometimes some people don't want you to wake up. Oh, Everett, are you praying? Some people, they don't want you to wake up. They need you in the brain fog of control. They need you to be unhealthy emotionally so that you become codependent upon them. It's so dangerous. Because until we begin to establish what perfect love looks like, a lot of the stuff that we call love is laced with fear. Angie. Oh, you were so beautiful Sunday. I just caught a little glimpse. Beautiful every day, but I said, oh, Angie. Yeah, what? You do know that there is an environment where you don't have to be sick to get attention. There is an environment where you don't have to be rejected to get attention. There is an environment. But a lot of people, Cambrielle, like this is real talk right here. Amy Coonfield, this is real talk, Nikki. A lot of people can handle the wounded you, but they can't handle the whole you. Somebody is still tagging people. Yeah. Who I was when I was injured and wounded. I'm not the same person. You got to have somebody that can grow with you. Yeah. You gotta have some people in your life that can grow and expand with you. What you working on? What you working on? What you got? What you got? Literally, there'll be times when our family will sit down for dinner and we'll just be bouncing ideas off of each other. I love that kind of energy. Okay, what you got? What you working on? This is stock that I heard. This is something that's going on. You got to make sure that you're in an environment where you can grow and expand. Because if you can only be with me when I'm wounded, but you can't handle me when I'm on top and I'm vibing, then you don't need to be with me. Somebody was like, that was a strong statement. I meant that. I did. If the only way I'm attractive to you is broken, that's off. Because there's something going on in you where you need me to have an unhealthy codependency upon you. But when I don't have that anymore, like when I begin to start healing on the inside and I know who I am. I know who I am. And I don't have to do anything to try to get or keep your attention. I know who I am. And it's the same, vice versa in relationships. Going on the journey. I'm healed. I'm whole. This is what that looks like. The reason why you can't show that to some people is because you don't know the healed you for yourself. Who are you without rejection? Who are you without being broken? Who are you without having to be paranoid? Who are you without having to go through emotional cutting? Who are you without the bitterness? With all that unforgiveness, when all of that mess God strips it away from you and you have to go on a new journey, it's uncomfortable, but it's worth it. I'm wrapping up. This chaser has been so therapeutic. But y'all, it was a season and it was so ugly. I can talk about it for me. Oh my God. It was so painful. I cried a lot. I would walk and cry. I did. I cried a lot. I did a whole lot. It was almost like I was going through a period of detox, right? T. But this is the chaser, right? Happy hour. And then, you get a little chaser. But Cambrielle, I became at peace from not like I'm every woman, it's all in me kind of out of balance place. But I came at peace with me. The quirky me, the funny me, the strong me, the soft me, the goofy me, the wealthy me, the healthy me, the curvy me. I became at peace with me. Yeah. Because I stopped asking God, why are they doing this? And why aren't they doing this? Don't they see me? The Lord said, do you see you? Do you see you? He asked me, do you see you? He said, I want you to start seeing you. And when you start taking off all of this stuff, and the healed you releases, the healed you releases a fragrance that is intoxicating and it's attractive. What's up, Moya? Listen, if you missed season 1, episode 3 of Happy Hour that came out today, you need to watch it. Just period. Because I know sometimes we don't always have the place to be able to tell. And then sometimes you don't really see ministers being transparent about their journey and their walk. Cambrielle said, I'm at work, Pastor. I can't be crying. But like purging. Somebody right now, you might be married, you might be single, you might be male, you might be female. And like you got like a knot in your chest because of all the stuff you've been holding in. You are about to blow emotionally. Baby, it's okay. Like, I mean, it's from like a healthy place. Cry. Go for a drive. Park your car. Get out in an open space and start screaming. I can't believe she said that. I've told my clients that. Just scream. Just scream. You've been needing somewhere for these emotions to go. Cry. Go for a drive. Park your car. Somebody's going to do this. Make sure you're in a safe space. And just scream and cry and kick and get it all out. And then say to God, Nikki said, I need to scream. She's not the only one. And say to God, okay, here's the real me. let's Let's do it again. God. Tamika Dillon Allen said, I did it in a JCPenney parking lot. I had to get it out. Emily said, I've done it. Like, go somewhere. Emily said it's therapeutic. Get out. I've had to tell some of my clients this. Go park your car. Try your best not to do it while you're driving so to make sure you're safe. And scream. Yes, Sylvia, you can do that as an empty nester. Just go and scream. Cry. Get it out. Somebody, you need to just cry right now. Like, let the tears flow. Stop trying to, you're a man, you're a female. Stop trying to hold it in, suck it up. Cry, get that out, and just go on a journey and say, you know what, God, here I am. Yeah. What's up, Brandon? Why he said being honest about your feelings with God. Like he understands some of this stuff that we're saying. It's not God. And you got people walking around on jobs about to blow, and people at church about to snap. And you got people who are married because we've set such a standard of perfection. What? Stop this. Yes. Brandon said, I'm a man. We cry. You got to get it out because your emotions have to have somewhere to go. And what you don't want to do is put your body in a state of uncomfort and uneasiness. Oh God, I receive it. Because what is another word for unease? Dis-ease. And when you put dis-ease together, it spells disease. Is anybody getting something? You can't keep staying uneasy. Because that is a gateway from the enemy to try to come in with disease. That means that your body is at a state of unease over a matter of time. If that's not dealt with, he tries to use it as a door to make you filled with disease. So Lisa said, I'm picking up what you're putting down. This is for men. This is for women. Honey, release that mess. Forgive. Write a letter if you got to. Write a letter to who wounded you. Write a letter. Write it out. Read it out loud. I've even had some people, oh God, that it's been to individuals that are now deceased. And I've had to walk them through the forgiveness stages where they had to write a letter. And they went to the graveyard and they read it and they screamed and they hollered. It wasn't for the other person. It was for them. It was a symbol for them of release. So all that to say, you know, you got to look at your happy. And every day I must say to myself, I am responsible for my own happy. I am responsible. Nobody else's responsibility to make me happy, to complete me. I am responsible for my own happy. And when I get healed in my soul, it's a beautiful thing. So go watch the happy hour episode. If you missed it and you're on for the chaser, it's not just for women. It is for all. I would even say it's not just for Christians. It is for all. I pray that you will be a Christian if you don't know Jesus. He is my Lord and Savior, and I'm going to say it from the mountaintop. But if you just come in and you're drawn to just the sound teaching, that's okay too. I can't believe you said that. I did. Stop this. If they're not Christian, they shouldn't be listening to you. Do you know how crazy that sounds? What? So do me a favor and tag somebody in this word. If you're on YouTube listening, if you're on Facebook, do me a favor. Every person on here, you know that this chaser was therapeutic. Share this with some people and say, y'all, let's take happy hour. Let's make this global. These are conversations that we need to have. Listen, I love you guys. Join me for 10 to Win. Bright and early at 7:10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Or if you're part of the replay crew, what's up, everybody? I love you. God bless you. I will see y'all in the morning.